overthinking. I think we need more thinking.
It really does feel like Giannis is checked out. The Bucks themselves are checked out. I mean, there was a complete meltdown with Doc Rivers and Cole Anthony. He was yelling at Cole Anthony in one part. I don't know how much more time Doc Rivers has as the coach.
Let's try to get healthy. Let's stay together. And if we can do that, we put ourselves in a good situation.
And over the shoulder, no looker.
How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets on the road still on the second end of a back-to-back in Milwaukee to take on the Bucks. Very beaten up. Injury list included CB, Cam, Jokic, all out. Murray, Big Val, P-Watt, questionable. They would also be out tonight. AG was probable he would play a half a game tonight, and then he would go out. The Nuggets are very beaten up. I don't know if they're going to be able to finish the season fully healthy, to be honest. I mean, we are past the halfway mark. We are almost to the All-Star break, and we have guys just dropping left and right. I mean, last game, because of the dirty plays of Chris Middleton, we now have Peyton Watson out. I mean, I really want the NBA to investigate Chris Middleton for that issue. I mean, he should be charged a fine or whatever for taking out our guy, because that was literally the reason why Peyton Watson is out, is because of Chris Middleton. Like, come on. He needs to be fined. That is just stupid. I am no longer like I never was a hater or a lover of Chris Middleton. He was just kind of there, but now I am a full hater of him. I cannot stand him because of that. He took out our guy. He's a super dirty player, and I will never forgive him for that. That is just stupid. So the starting lineup, because of all of this, was very interesting. And it was a very hodgepodge of players to start this game. I mean, Adelman definitely was just in the bag, just trying to get whatever players he could to play. So we had Jalen Pickett as our starting point guard, followed with Julian Strawther, got to start tonight. Spencer Jones, Aaron Gordon as the power forward, which would leave Zeke Nnaji to be the center. They were in their white jerseys, and the Bucks were in their black jerseys, and yet the Nuggets still got the win. 102-100 is your final score. Let's go, Nuggets. It did not come, though, without stress. I mean, obviously, we are a very beaten-up team. There is going to be a level of stress out, and a win is a win is a win. But this was a great game until it wasn't. So what happened in this game? Well, let's break it down. The Bucks controlled the tip, obviously, because you have Zeke Nnaji as your center against Miles Turner. The only way that we win this tip is if we were to have Jokic back in the lineup. There is no other way that we win this tip. I mean, even then, Jokic doesn't really jump a lot high, but he is able to gauge where the best place is to bat the ball. I mean, I really don't see a scenario where the Nuggets win the tip in a matchup with Miles Turner as the opposing center. I just don't. He is a very good center. And not to say he's the best, but at the jump ball, yeah, he is. There's very few centers that can win a jump ball against Miles Turner. Obviously, Wemby is one, but I don't see many others winning that battle there. Miles throws up the ball in the baseline for the first bucket of the game, but then Zeke answers back with a three to get the Nuggets on the board. And then AG with a three gets the Nuggets back-to-back threes to start the game. And then AG with a steal, can't convert the bucket, but still an awesome play nonetheless to get that steal. And then Doc with a very odd early challenge in the game. He challenges a reach-in foul on Harris against AG. It's deemed unsuccessful. AG then shoots 3 because he was at the arc. He makes 2 of 3, and then the Nuggets weren't able to hold the Bucks down. They weren't able to control much. Bucks tie the game at 12. Bruce Brown then checks in, and if you have been watching the Nuggets, and if you've been watching my podcast or something, you know that Bruce Brown has been struggling. And tonight, though, he had a decent impact. He checks into the game and immediately gets back-to-back steals and back-to-back layups to get the Nuggets back up by 6. AG then checks out, and the Nuggets just become too small. Bucks are able to take advantage of that and score back-to-back shots themselves to cut the lead down to 1. And then the Nuggets respond themselves in kind with holding the Bucks to a shot clock violation. And then finally, Deron Holmes checks in. He sinks a 3. Awesome minutes from Deron Holmes tonight. And then Cole Anthony sinks a near buzzer beater at the end of the quarter to tie the game at 21. So we're all tied up at 21 at the end of the first. Second quarter, Nuggets start off the quarter with a lineup of Bruce Brown, Hunter Tyson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Deron Holmes II, and Curtis Jones, as Bruce, with a layup, gets the first bucket of the quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. then, at ramming speed, knocks it down to give the Nuggets a 2-point lead. Followed with Bruce loses his handle, and Portis on the other end sinks a 3 to give the Bucks their first lead of the night by 2. Bucks then continue that with another 3 to extend that lead to 5. And then on a fast break, Pickett to Curtis knocks down a 3 to tie the game back up at 30. Back-to-back shots by the Bucks gets them back up by 5. And then Adelman challenges an offensive charge that was called on AG. It's deemed successful. AG goes to the line, shoots the free throws, makes both, gives the Nuggets the lead. Spencer Jones then sinks a 3 to give the Nuggets a 5-point lead. And then Miles Turner gets fouled, plus the bucket, makes it to tie the game back up at 42. It was kind of a slugfest, or more of like a sleeper fest in the first half. A lot of missed shots, a lot of bricks, but still they were battling it out, or more so the Nuggets were just really trying to work hard to make an impact. AG then gets the bucket plus the foul on the baseline, gets the Nuggets back up by 3, and the Nuggets end up outscoring the Bucks 27-21 and taking a 48-42 lead into the half. Just by that, you can tell that it was a very low scoring first half. That, luckily to the Nuggets' chagrin, or luck, that the Bucks were not hot from 3, because they typically are a really good team who shoots from beyond the arc. Not tonight. They were bricking everything, and I don't know if it was just mutiny on their end, or if they were legitimately having a bad game. Who knows? Luckily for the Nuggets, it didn't go in their favor, and they were struggling themselves. And so on a night where you're struggling, it's a kind of a godsend that the other side is also struggling. Third quarter starts up, and the Nuggets start off with the starters minus AG. AG actually would leave the game for the rest of the night before the second half starts. And so Deron Holmes replaces him in the lineup. So in one of the last plays of the second quarter, AG injures the other hamstring. We're getting reports from Katie Wingy that AG told Adelman that he is fine, that it's not as bad as the other hamstring. But as someone who has been in the locker room and who has asked AG questions, I guarantee you there is not a journalist alive that AG is going to be honest with about his injuries. He is not going to tell you that he's injured. And I get it. If you say anything about that to a journalist, one, it can be misconstrued, and then two, you're also giving the opponent information that can be used against you or the team in especially you as a player in lineups, because then you're targeting those spots to weaken AG. And once you've got those soft tissue issues, you're going to be re-injuring them quite often. And right now it's just kind of more of like trying to get through this stretch of games and hopefully into the All-Star break for him to get that rest. So he would sit out the rest of the game, and he wouldn't even be on the bench. That was the odd thing, is that he wasn't even on the bench. I'm sure he was, doing some stretches or getting massaged or whatever, or something in the back from the trainers, but he did not return even to the bench. Deron Holmes II replaces him as Strawther with a floater or a floating jump shot gets the Nuggets first to 50 and also the first bucket of the quarter. And then the Nuggets defensively aren't able to contain the Bucks as they get back-to-back threes to drop. Strawther would have an excellent quarter tonight in the third. He would end up getting 17 points in the third alone. So he attacks the basket, lays it in, plus there's a three from Pickett on the next play, gets the lead back up to 6 for the Nuggets. 5 straight points from Strawther grows that lead to 9. And then a monster jam from Zeke gets the lead to 13. Bucks take the timeout. Strawther gets fouled at the arc, makes all free throws to extend that lead to 14. And then finally, if you have watched the last couple of games, you know that Tim Hardaway Jr. has been struggling from threes. He still would struggle for the first half of this game from the beyond the arc. He took 22 attempts combined within 3 games to finally he gets a 3 to fall down. I was so happy for Tim Hardaway Jr. And he didn't just get 1 3, he got multiple threes in this game. So followed up with that 3, he's feeling pretty good. He gets a monster jam, and I hope that the NBA does the right thing and puts that in the top 10 tonight. It deserves it. Tim Hardaway Jr. earned that spot in the top 10. You got to give it to him. Nuggets then outscore the Bucks 30-21. Fourth quarter then, so the Nuggets had a lead as high as 23. And then if you remember the ending score, you know that this lead gets lost. So Nuggets start off with a lineup of Brucey B, Tim Hardaway Jr., Curtis Jones, Deron Holmes II, and Hunter Tyson. As the Bucks miss a 3, Hunter with the rebound finds Tim Hardaway Jr., who knocks down another 3 for the first bucket of the quarter. And then followed up by that, Tim Hardaway Jr. gets the lead to 20 with free throws. Nuggets offense then goes cold as the Bucks are able to chip the 23-point lead down to 15. Brucey B for 3 ends that drought for the Nuggets, and then the Bucks come back and cut the lead from 15 down to 5 on a 10-0 run. It's dire time now for the Nuggets. The Nuggets got to score something, and they at least got to get stops on the other end because they were bricking everything on one end. They needed to get stops on the other end. They weren't able to do that. Rollins sinks a 3 to make it a 2-point game. Tim Hardaway Jr. then gets fouled in the clutch seconds of the game and goes to the line, makes both free throws, and gets Nuggets first to 100, plus makes it a 2-possession game. Rollins, immediately after this, hits another 3. Makes it a 1-point game. It was way too stressful, and they were not protecting the arc at all. There was no perimeter defense tonight in that fourth quarter. It was a complete meltdown. The Nuggets, though, actually, let me back up because then Pickett gets fouled. He goes to the line, and Pickett hasn't missed a free throw until tonight. The one night where you do not want him to miss a free throw, he misses a free throw. He makes 1 of 2, makes it a 2-point game. And just thank God that Kyle Kuzma got the rebound on the missed shot, and he bricked a 3. Because if he had sent it to Rollins, I guarantee you they win this by 1. Or Yeah, they win this by 1. Yeah. So they were able to hold on. Again, 102-100 is your final score. The Bucks outscored the Nuggets in that fourth quarter 37-24. That is crazy. Like, they finally decided to play in the last quarter. Like, it kind of felt like they didn't want to win this game, that they were going to hand it off to the undermanned Nuggets. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, actually, let's win this game. Giannis would actually go out as well. He, oddly enough, tells the reporter that he'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Not the team, not the trainers or the coach. Giannis says it. I mean, it really does feel like Giannis is checked out. The Bucks themselves are checked out. I mean, there was a complete meltdown with Doc Rivers and Cole Anthony. He was yelling at Cole Anthony in one part. Hey, I don't know how much more time Doc Rivers has as the coach for the Bucks, nor do I know how much time Giannis has much left in the Bucks. I understand that Giannis actually has a place in New York, and he's been really wanting to go to New York. So if New York is able to find a way to free up some cap space, I'm sure that Giannis will end up being a Knick, if anything. I know he really wants to be a Knick, so it'll be interesting in these last couple of weeks until the trade deadline. And it'll also be interesting to see what the Nuggets do, because the Nuggets, as badly hurt as they are, they might be forced to make a trade if they can. I mean, I don't know what they can do, but man, they're beaten up like nothing else tonight, or just now. This was a good game for the Nuggets until it wasn't. You had the Nuggets playing at one part at the start of this game. It was very annoying to see them playing iso ball and hero ball. You could tell that it wasn't getting them anywhere. And when they started to actually play for each other is when they started to gain a bigger lead, when they started to find the open man. But then the fourth quarter happened, and a complete meltdown on both ends of the court found them in a tricky spot where they were now only up by 2 points in clutch seconds of this game that they could have easily have lost. And truth be told, because of that, they completely lucked out in winning this game. If that ball had found Rollins, who was already hot from 3, we are looking at a completely different outcome of this game. It is only down to the hero ball mentality of Kyle Kuzma that you find that the Nuggets lucked out and held on to a 102-100 win over the Bucks. This also means that they get the season sweep on the Bucks, which is awesome, but they have to get back to the way that Nuggets style of branding of playing a basketball that gets them these wins, playing for each other, you know? There wasn't a lot of that tonight. This was not the same kind of bounce back, kind of gutting, gritty win that the Nuggets had with the Sixers. That was a very full team effort. This one, it did not feel the same way. It felt like they were at times playing for themselves, not for the team. I would like to see this change when they go to Memphis. Hopefully Big Val will be back in the lineup so that Aaron Gordon, he's most likely going to miss more games now with his injury. So hopefully Big Val will be back in the lineup and we won't really need AG. I mean, obviously we need everyone, but he can at least rest a little bit more. Big Val can be back in the lineup. Hopefully we'll get Jamal back. And then who knows, maybe we'll even get CB back and we can have a little bit more spreading the floor, because there was also moments where you had a lot of people clogged up in certain areas of the court. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a 3-point shooter, and there was times where he was just in the paint. Like, what are you doing? You got to get out, space the floor, get your open shots. And there would be times where he was just not... He was kind of being sluggish. So I know that the guys are tired. This was the worst month of the entire season. You have 5 back-to-backs this month, 17 games total. We are nearing the end of this hellish month, but staying strong and staying true to the mile-high basketball style of branding that they usually play has got to be the forefront of when they're going out onto the court. I know that Adelman at the start of this game just told them to find a way to win. And I think when you say find a way to win, you free up players to think for themselves of, okay, well, then I'm just going to take the shot. Rather than pass the ball, I'm going to take the shot. It's not the same kind of mentality as if Jokic is on the floor and you tell the team, go find a way to win. Because Jokic is clearly going to lead the entire squad, and his already natural mentality is to pass the ball. An assist makes 2 people happy, while as making the shot only makes 1 person happy, right? And there's not enough players on the team that dive into that kind of, or was raised with that style of playing, and so it's not the same. And you, especially when you have a lot of younger guys try to show that they can play really good. You know, they're always auditioning and they're trying to show that they can put up a lot of points, when it's not all about the points. It's also about how you play defense. How do you set screens? How do you space the floor? How do you, uplift your other players, your other teammates? How do you get them an open shot? I mean, the Nuggets got to get back to that. If they hope to make a good effort into the playoffs, they've got to get back to that style of that brand of basketball, the mile-high basketball brand. But let's go into stats here real quick. 38 minutes for Spencer Jones tonight. He made 5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was 2 for 6 from field, 1 for 4 from 3. He had 0 turnovers, 4 personal fouls. He was a +7. Aaron Gordon, in the 17 minutes that he played tonight, he also put up 13 points at one point. He was the highest scorer of the night until he went out. And he had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He was 4 for 9 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 4 for 5 from free throws, 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls. He was a +12. And Aaron Gordon was really actually looking good. He has that typical takeover that he has done. It reminded me of the first game that I ever covered for DNVR last season, when the Nuggets went to Golden State for the first time in the season. And Jokic was out, Jamal was out, CB was out, and it was just him and Michael Porter Jr. were the 2 starters that were in the line, the actual starters in the lineup, and Aaron Gordon had a 30 ball, and he just kind of took over. It kind of reminded me of that until he went out. It looked like he was going to have a really good game, but unfortunately that happens, and now he's very injury prone, and it really, like, the All-Star break cannot come sooner. It needs to be here right now so that he can rest. I mean, ultimately, I would also say that the NBA has to do something about these back-to-backs. No one likes them. Everything that I hear from everyone else, no one likes them. The fans don't like them. The players don't like them. The coaches don't like them. Even the media people do not like them. The journalists, the ones that you see on ESPN and everything, no one likes back-to-backs. The only one who is forcing everyone to do this is Adam Silver. Like, what the hell? They've got to change this. Like, the back-to-back, like, extend the season. Do whatever. Don't tell me you cannot get rid of back-to-backs. You absolutely can. You can extend the season just a little bit longer, maybe start it a little bit sooner so that you don't have to do back-to-backs. If you have to end the season at a certain date in June, then you can start earlier than at the end of October. You can maybe start at the beginning of October. That is not unheard of. You can still do it. It's fine. Do whatever you need to get rid of these back-to-backs, because this is killing or destroying the game right now. You are getting way too many injuries. Tonight alone, Devin Booker went out and Jalen Green in the Suns game against the Hawks. They both went out. AG went out. Giannis went out. I mean, truth be told, we don't really know how bad Giannis is. It could be a fake kind of thing because he just really is checked out and wants to leave. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt just because of the schedule, and he has been having injuries anyways. Like, I'm gonna give that benefit, but still, there are way too many injuries, and now I get that it's also on the coach to play more of his squad, of his team, to play more of the 15 person roster. But there are so little coaches that actually do that. And so when you have one guy playing all of his starters and you don't have enough confidence in your bench to play his starters, you're going to play your starters, and then you're both going to be constantly battling playing your starters until everyone is hurt. That's pretty much what we're getting down to. So because of that, you got to get rid of these back-to-backs. I mean, it's just exhausting for everyone. I'm saying that also from experience, like to have to constantly be doing all this stuff back-to-back, it's just way too much. You got to space this out more. So back to stats here. Zeke Nnaji played 36 minutes tonight, which is, actually Spencer Jones played the most amount of minutes of any Nugget. Zeke was the second most. Zeke, the freak, got a double-double. 11 points. 36 minutes, first of all. 11 points, 12 rebounds. I cannot tell you how good that is to see a Nugget get double-digit rebounds. I don't remember the last time that we got that. That might be when Jokic was playing. Which, also, side note, it is insane that we are now approaching almost a month since the Nuggets have won a game with Jokic in the lineup. You remember when that was? That was Christmas. That was the last game Jokic won while in the lineup. I mean, that's crazy. We are almost a month now without Jokic in the lineup, and it's felt like a year or more. So let's see here. So he had 11, 12 rebounds, 2 assists. He had 2 blocks, awesome blocks, by the way. He was 4 for 12 from field, 1 for 4 from 3. It was that one 3 that started off the game, and then he went cold the rest of the night. He had 2 for 2 in free throws, 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. He was a 1. Julian Strawther tonight played 26 minutes, and he got himself a 20-point ball. And then 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. He was 6 for 13 from field, 1 for 6 from 3, 7 for 8 from free throws, 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul. He was a plus 12. Jalen Pickett tonight played 33 minutes, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. He was 5 for 14 from field, 2 for 7 from 3, 1 for 2 from free throws, 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls, was a -1. And then this time I do actually want to talk about the bench because Tim Hardaway Jr., 25 minutes, made 17 points off the bench, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 for 14 from field, 3 for 9 from 3. Love seeing that 3 for 9 from 3 part. Let's go, Tim. Let's go. 4 for 4 from free throws, 1 turnover, 0 personal fouls, was a 0. Bruce Brown, Brucey B, Cowboy Bruce, 25 minutes as well, 15 points. Let's go, Bruce. 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 6 for 11 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul, and was a -20. He was the worst minus of the Nuggets tonight, but still loved seeing the effort that he displayed tonight. And It's fine. I'm not gonna hate on that. I love Bruce. I love Bruce right there, right? So, and then full stats here. Real quick, just little shout out to Curtis Jones. He made his first 3 of his NBA career tonight. Great effort from Curtis Jones. 8 minutes, but I hope that he has a lot more to come. I know he does, but I hope Edelman plays him more to get him more, into the rotation. Especially we need it. We need all hands on deck now. We have so many people beating up. Overall stats though, 47 rebounds to their 51. We almost out-rebounded them. I think up until the fourth quarter, we actually were out-rebounding them. That's insane. But still, typically, we have been being out-rebounded by like 20 rebounds or more. To see them only out-rebound us by 4, that's nice to see again. 27 assists to their 24, so we out-assisted them. 8 steals to their 7, so we outstole them. 3 blocks to their 8. Damn. Who had all those blocks? Oh, Miles Turner. Yeah. I mean, Miles Turner would just stand over our guys, and because he's so big and our guys are so small, he would just block everything like he's Wemby. It was kind of sad, to be honest. We shot 40% from field. They shot 40%, so tied there. We shot 29% from 3. They shot 30%. We shot 87% from free throws. They shot 74. We had 7 turnovers. They had 10. And that is another big thing that I want to give props to the Nuggets for. 7 turnovers is just fantastic to see. We have seen way too many games here where they have gotten a lot of turnovers. Recently, in the last 3 or so games, they have really kept those turnovers down. So I am loving seeing that. And then we had 19 personal fouls to their 19. So it tied there. But great effort still nonetheless. I mean, you got to find a win. Win is a win. And it would have been nice to have a blowout win against the Bucks. But especially in Milwaukee, because I remember the last time that we were in Milwaukee last year, they got the big blowout against us. Nice though that we'll get that season sweep on on Giannis and the Bucks, and we'll see what the future holds for Giannis and for Doc Rivers now. But real quick, a little around the association, just because I gotta mention this. This is probably one of the best parts of the night, despite the Nuggets winning. The Pacers beat the OKC Dust Bunnies. That is a crazy loss for the Dust Bunnies there. I mean, you have had other teams that I felt like were pretty good beating them. Obviously, when the Blazers beat them, that was their first loss, right? And the Blazers were in, I think, the top 6 at that time when they did beat them. They hadn't really tanked or gotten worse since then, like they are now. But when they beat them, they were really good. And then you also had, the Spurs owning them. You had the Suns beating them. The Pacers. Like, that's got to be some vindication for the Pacers nation there. That is awesome. So they beat OKC 117-114. And some people are saying that the OKC were hurt. Let's see who was all out. Well, I mean, you had some game time decisions, but the out, obviously you have Nikola Jokic. So let's see who played for OKC here. Well, you had Andrew Wiggins did not play. Caruso didn't play. Isaiah Hartenstein didn't play. Jalen Williams didn't play. J-Dub. The other Jalen Williams did play, though. I mean, SGA got 47 points. He got 47 points tonight, and still they lost. So that is great to see. I love that. That is not only vindication for Pacers, but I just feel like justice for the rest of the NBA. After that, we had the Cavaliers beating the Kings 123 to 118. The Hawks beat the Suns 110 to 103. The Raptors beat the Blazers 110 to 98. The Pelicans beat the Grizzlies 133 to 127. And the Grizzlies, mind you, are the next team that we are facing. Again, that's on Sunday. And then this was a crazy game. The Celtics and the Nets went into double overtime, and the Celtics were able to pull out the win in Brooklyn, 130 to 126. The Rockets beat the Pistons 111 to 104. And that's another one that was interesting because I looked and it was like a 3-point game within like the fourth quarter or whatever. And it looked like the Pistons were going to pull ahead. And then I had to switch over to the Nuggets only to see now that the Pistons lost by 7. I'm like, what happened? What happened, Pistons? I was really hoping that they would win. I think all Nuggets fans were hoping that they would win. But so that's the run association there in the standings because of this. So that that loss to the Pistons now gets the Celtics 4.5 games away from them. And man, Toronto now has the 3rd seed. The Knicks have dropped to the 4th seed. Dang. The Knicks, though, had a insane win over the Nets the other day. It was like a 60 or so point win. Crazy. With the Western Conference, though, just real quick, the Pacers, they're the 14th seed in the East, and they beat the 1 seed OKC. The unstoppable OKC got beaten by the 14th seed in the East. Love to see that. So in the West, the Spurs did not play tonight, and they won't play tomorrow, so they're getting a little bit of rest, and then they're going to play the Pelicans on Sunday, the same day that we play the Grizzlies. They're playing the Pelicans, so I have a feeling that's going to be a win for the Spurs, which is unfortunate because we are now a half a game behind them, and if they just lose a game and we win a game, we retake the 2nd seed. But we are maintaining the 3rd seed, and with this win, we are still 2.5 games ahead of Houston, who is sitting in the 4th seed. The Lakers are in the 5th seed, and they are actually tied for that 5th seed with the Suns and the Timberwolves. So if anyone loses a game there and someone wins a game, they will take over that 5th seed spot. It's really tight there. And then obviously you have the Golden State Warriors at 8th seed. Portland is at 9th. And then the Clippers are in the 10th seed. So Memphis is also kind of having a breakdown. They are kind of the Bucks of the Western Conference right now. And with the whole thing with Giannis and the Bucks, you also got Morant with Memphis. It'll be interesting to see if the Memphis Grizzlies are able to move Ja to some other team or not, because that's gotten really toxic in itself. It kind of feels very similar to the Jimmy Butler Miami Heat situation that was of last year, and we'll see what happens with that. And this is the very interesting part of the season is these last couple of weeks before the trade deadline, because you don't really know what's going to happen, and it just feels like there's going to be a big trade waiting to happen, and who's going to do it? Is it going to be, the Bucks with the Giannis, or is it going to be Memphis with Ja? I mean, technically, we did get a big trade with Trae Young, but it's so crazy that the place that Trae Young wanted to go to was the Washington Wizards. That doesn't add up. I mean, the only thing that adds up to is the fact that Washington could afford to pay the extension for Trae Young. It doesn't say that Trae Young went there to win. He went there to get paid, essentially. We'll see what happens with LeBron and the Lakers. I doubt that he'll be moved. He'll probably finish his his career as a Laker. And though I hope that he gets moved from the Lakers, whether by his own accord or not. I would love to see him just not be in the Western Conference anymore. But we'll see. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe, share it to your friends and family, and if you do feel gracious enough to give me a donation, the link for my PayPal is in the description below, as well as on the profile page. You could tack on a take or a comment about this team, the Nuggets, a player, or some other team and some other players, or this game or another game, or, if you dig movies, Oscar time is coming on. We just got the Oscar nominations out. If you want to talk about that or about music, you can shout that out and I'll shout you out on the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed this. You've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about the Nuggets with good vibes. We'll catch you later.